I just found this guy, Jeff James, from the Sharing My Truth podcast, which, good Lord by the name, but this man sums up a lot of the red pill rhetoric in a very eloquent way. I think if most men started adopting the way he speaks about these things, we could actually start moving some things very far forward very quickly. So I got a banger from Sharing My Truth. Let's get straight into it.
No, there's no correlation between the divorce rate versus when people are actually getting married. There's marriages lasting 2 years. There's marriages lasting 4 years. People are getting married at 25 and getting divorced by 29. There's not really a causal or correlated link to that. And that's the problem, is it's really the illusion of time. It's the illusion of time. And the difference is, when I was talking about that mountaintop, an 18-year-old boy has functionally nothing to offer most women that are single. He's the one that has the time.
Yeah, that's right.
When the magic number for both sexes is 30. Because that's the time, if he didn't get himself in a situation where he has to pay a lot of money out in alimony or child support, if he's not incarcerated, if he's been steadily increasing his value just naturally with work and making more money and building his body and his brand up, at 30, this is what happens. She one side, most desirability with the greatest pool of men, when she hits 30, I'm going to throw out a number. Let's say that's cut in half.
Right.
Let's say that's still attractive. She's still desired. There's still a lot of people that want her, but now her competition is everybody that's younger than her and everybody that's her age and everybody that's a little bit older than her that potentially looks better than her and potentially has a better attitude than her and less negative experiences with men.
For sure. I mean, I'm experiencing it. Like, I see exactly what you're saying. Like, not that I'm right now even looking for a relationship.
You're a liar!
Bro, the level of copium. I'm not looking for it. Anytime a woman says, I'm not looking for a relationship, I'm just really focusing on just being me right now, they're lying.
You're a liar!
The thing is men control access to relationships and women control access to coitus. So if you can't find a man to cuff you up, just say that you're the freaking problem, dude. These women would all cuff up the right guy. But the thing is, they can't find the right guy. This chick looks like she's 30 plus all day. All the men that she wants, those men have options. So honey, you're not looking right now. The cope is crazy.
But like, there is the fact that I know a lot of my friends who are in their early 30s, let's say, and they are finding it very hard to find a boyfriend. Like, let's say
that's also you. Okay. This is when somebody's like, so if I was asking for a friend, right? And that friend was not me. This is exactly what she's doing right here.
They broke up with their boyfriend like 2 years ago and they're trying to find a partner. It's very, very hard. But I'm also finding, I don't know, maybe you have an experience with men around, like, obviously your age. I find that a lot of those men who are in relationships aren't happy actually with their relationships, and a lot of them are
happy or unhappy.
Like, a lot of them are cheating, or they're just not giving what they should to their partner. What is that with men? And obviously, like, I don't know if they're going to get divorced, like if there's going to be a bigger divorce right now because of all of these, social media apps. It's a lot, easier to find someone else, or even just like, Ashley Madison someone to your house. Like, it's
baby girl, Ashley Madison is so 2002. You showing your age here, baby girl. Ashley Madison?
we're getting, and I'm now seeing it where, like, I'm like, why would I want to even get into a relationship if most of these guys are cheating on their wives, right?
Yeah, such a nihilistic view on relationships. So it's like, why would I even want to date somebody if everyone's just so mean? Me. Well, the thing is the guys that you want to qualify for, these guys have options. And the thing is, you don't qualify for them. Like I always say, if he's good enough for you, he's good enough for a few. Shibanaya should have bought a Honda. So, honey, you don't qualify for these guys. It is what it is. This woman is asking so hard for help without saying it, though.
Okay. I'll answer that, and then we can just jump straight into men cheating and why they do it, because it sounds very relevant. The first thing is, I can't speak to the UK, Canada, Australia, and other westernized cultures or countries in terms of like some of their rates for divorce or marriage or et cetera. Well, what I will say in the States is 70% of all divorces are initiated by women.
Yeah.
80% if she's college educated.
Mhm.
So regardless of level of happiness, for whatever reason, men aren't typically, on average, initiating the divorce. That doesn't mean that they're all happy. That doesn't mean that they're all faithful. It just means that for whatever reason, that's not their go-to when they are unhappy. Now, how to make up for that unhappiness, they can stay at work longer. They can find other hobbies with friends. They can look for outsourcing the things that they feel their partner isn't doing with other women. There's a whole host of reasons for why men might ideally want to stay or not break up their home or have their kids moving between households. There just is other factors that's probably in their heads for why it is that they're choosing to stay. In the last podcast, I met with the mom advocate. I talked to her about the happiness factor not really being something historically throughout almost all of human civilizations when it came to marriage. That really wasn't a factor.
Happiness is such a big thing now where women will sacrifice their families for their happiness and men will sacrifice their happiness for their families.
Now it is. And unfortunately, you can't perpetually be happy. You can't always be happy.
Facts.
And you have a group that when they're unhappy, you have to kind of ask them. And I've even asked women this directly. If you have to choose between your own between your own happiness or the happiness of your entire family, which do you choose?
Their own happiness.
A lot of them are going to say their own happiness.
Selfish, bro.
A lot of men or a lot of women? Sorry.
A lot of women are
Wow.
going to say their own happiness.
She's like, ooh, God, I really wanted it to be men. The misandry, you're reeking of it, honey.
But when you ask men, the data speaks for itself. They'll stay in unhappy situations for the sake of the kids, for the sake of finances, for the sake of image, for the sake of status or reputation, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't mean that they don't do things on the side to supplement that, but their view of happiness isn't nearly as important to them as it is to a lot of women in the modern age.
I thought it would be opposite. That's so interesting.
No, that's why they...
Yeah, you did think it was going to be opposite. You're an older single woman, of course.
And that's why women aren't leaving happy marriages.
Yeah.
They're leaving ones when they're unhappy.
The statistics are that married men are the happiest group and single women are happy. Like married women are not as happy as married men. Like married men are more happier than married women.
So the funny thing about that stat, and it's threefold that I'll say with that. One, you have to wonder when in women's lives are they answering that question?
Mm-hmm.
When they're married? Because I envision that when they're answering that question throughout the duration of their marriage probably matters. I think because statistically speaking, they experience a fuller range of emotions. And neuroticism seems to express itself more within the female population. It's not unusual to me to hear the ups and downs of happiness, sad, ecstatic, depressed amongst talking with women. That's just not that's not strange to me in my field of mental health and psychology, honestly. And on the flip side, I find it ironic that in the age where women are using they're diagnosed the most with anxiety, the most with depression, the most psychiatric medication services in that era, many of which are doing when they're actually single.
Mm-hmm.
The self-reporting data doesn't do anything for me. It's basically what I'm saying. The data, the evidence, the constant, frequent disappointment of not being able to find an adequate partner, the constant need to overspend to supplement and make up for the lives that they can't experience with someone else, the high rates of student loan debt in the U.S., the high consumer debt amongst women in the U.S. I'm sorry, they can self-report all they want about how happy they are. They'll trade places in a heartbeat for the woman that's married that says that she's so quote unquote unhappy. And clearly in the U.S., we have no problem initiating and filing for divorce. So it's one of those things where I'm not saying people are liars, What I am saying is that I think that it's a multivariate analysis that probably needs to take place, and that happiness is probably more on a scale than necessarily happy or not happy. So that's, my honest assessment. And I think that,
and also happiness is such a hard thing to sit there and dictate. Like, are you happy? Oh, like you can't always be in a perpetual state of happiness. We're all emotional creatures. It's gonna go up and down. So this fact of like, well, single women are just as happy as married men. You sound dumb.
You stupid.
It's impossible to be happy all the time, bruv. Ain't that right, Loki? I've fallen at work and been injured. Oh, wait. I should call my lawyer.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan.
Hey, John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. It's Levi Nichs of YouTube. Can I get some cash, please?
Morgan & 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 Morgan.
Did you know that your injury could be worth millions of dollars? Morgan & Morgan is the largest injury law firm in America, and they've recovered over $20 billion for their clients. $20 billion? That's a lot of cash. The insurance companies tried to lowball me, but Morgan & Morgan was able to take my pain and suffering and turn it into cold, hard cash. It's almost a good thing I was injured. But wait. How much is Morgan & Morgan gonna cost me? You never owe them legal fees unless they're successful. So it's completely free unless you win? Yeah. Hiring a lawyer? That sounds like really difficult. It's actually super easy. You can just go to their website, and in a couple clicks, you can find out if you have a case. And you can literally do it from your smartphone. And remember, there is only one Morgan & Morgan. Wait, it's two names though. How is it? Give me the script. Oh, both their last names. Okay, I get it. Okay, roll it. You can start your claim today by going to forthepeople.com/Levi, found in the description below. So if you're injured, you can trust Morgan & Morgan. Y'all know what time it is. Folks. Is that what you want, bud? Can we get some freeze in the chat, please? Loki. Free. Oh, you jumped. You jumped before I even said the free word, brother. You crazy nut. You crazy nut. But now this channel's actually not that bad. I mean, this sharing your truth, whatever. It's they talk to like I believe this guy is a therapist. I believe he's a therapist. So he does a good job of painting this picture. I'm trying to find this certain part of it though.
You don't care about mandatory paternity tests.
Oh, here we go.
And for many people, and particularly many men, that one died.
Right.
One lost their life, and one lost their freedom potentially for the rest of their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is that small little snippet is an example of the larger pool of what's going on. Yes, he did something wrong. Yes, he's the murderer. Yes, he needs to be incarcerated. I agree with all of that, obviously. But the environment that created someone like that, we're so oblivious to the realities and perspectives of what young boys and men are going through.
Facts.
You don't get it that for many men, they don't see feminism. Doesn't matter if they don't have the great working definition of it, their experience of all these people who claim that identity. You don't actually care about equality. No. That's a woman advocacy movement, or at least was up until recent debates about who can or can't be a woman. But prior to this debate, it's always been, for many people, and particularly many men, it's more so a women advocacy program, which is totally fine. But you cannot say that you care about men and that you're advocating for equality. And I'm going to list these things off, and I wrote them down to make sure I don't forget it. You don't care about mandatory paternity tests. You don't care about paternity fraud. You don't care about male suicide rates. You don't care about equalizing hard, laborious jobs outside. You don't want to equalize that. You don't care about what happens to people that are falsely accused, which is almost always exclusively men.
Facts.
You don't actually care about the declining school performance, the rise in ADHD diagnosis, and the psychiatric medication that comes from.
I heard a lot of single moms have ADD. It's all different daddies. All their kids have ADD. God, I ruined the joke. I ruined it.
Stupid. From it. You don't care about the lack of homeless shelters for men. You don't care about the weaponization of the family court, the equal custodial rights, reproductive say for men, reduction in child support and alimony, pathologizing of just men and masculinity in general, negative attitudes towards even men that want a nuclear family. You don't think or care about any of these things. And I'm not even saying it's just the feminists that don't care about it.
Nobody
I'm
cares.
saying most people who don't do what I do don't care about this at all. And you're creating, and we talked about this 80-20 rule. What's happening to the 80%? You don't care.
Facts,
and the beauty is if I just get the man I want, if I just get the partner I want, I don't care about what's happening with men. Let's bring the attention back to women. That's what the detective did in that show.
Right.
And that is what society in Western cultures is unfortunately like. Most people only care about males or boys or men if they are their brother, their son, or their father, or their uncle, or their close friend. This society, in the quest to be fair to women, to improve their rights, allow the worst representatives to take it to its furthest extreme.
Right.
When we talk so much about misogyny, most women can't tell you what the term is for a strong distaste and hatred for men. What's the term? What's
Misandry.
Misandry. Being a misandrist. Most men's experiences that we keep labeling as incels, we keep labeling as misogynists. Their experiences in coworker situations, in the schools, dating, on dating apps, is that a lot of women are either misandrous or they're so reductionistic of men that if you don't have the money, you have no say and you need to shut up. And even if you do have the money, it's happy wife, happy life once I'm in your life. I've told my wife, we joke around about it all the time. When we're amongst other couples and friends, she sarcastically say all the time, the one thing I appreciate about Jeff more than anything is he's the same exact person in home as he is in public. Right. He doesn't change. So if I'm going to say no, I'm going to say no. If I'm going to disagree, I'm going to disagree. And men not going through the natural maturation process as teenagers, as early adults, because they literally don't have the opportunity to with women. We can't be shocked anymore that there's an environment that's festering of boys.
Dude, preach to this guy. Preach to this guy. His name is Jeff James. Bringing up just such good points here. It's the demonization of, what makes men, masculinity. And what's so funny to me, though, is that, women don't want to demonize it when it comes to another world war. Go be masculine. Go fight the wars. Go dig the trenches. Go dig, go lay the concrete. You don't want to demonize it then, but you want to demonize it when it comes to the dating market. You want feminine men. But even when men are more beta and more feminine, you still don't want them. My philosophy here is, or I guess my theory here is that most women want a conservative man. They just don't want to say it. They want a guy that's a provider. They want a guy that's a protector. They want a guy that's more alpha. They want a guy that's stronger than them, faster than them, a better leader than them, more intelligent than them, more competent than them, taller, stronger, better. And they want all of that. They want a superior in all forms and facets. They want a man who is superior to them, which insinuates that you are inferior to him. But then they don't want to respect this man. Bro, that's like me going to a bodybuilding competition, being the weakest guy there and being like, I'm the strongest guy here and you're going to respect me like I am. Or going to try to play on a soccer team like Cristiano Ronaldo's soccer team, and me just looking at him and being like, hey, I know you're better than me in every way, but I want you to respect me like I'm better than you, and I want everybody here to respect me like I'm better than you. You would get laughed out the stadium, bro. You look like a complete idiot doing that. And modern women don't even realize that's what they're doing in the freaking dating market right now. Coming into these things, being inferior completely, and it's not necessarily a bad thing because the things that we're not good at, women are good at. I preach positivity in relationships. I'm married. I think we're better together, and together we're better. But if we don't realize our roles, then everything gets out of whack when it comes to the hierarchy and the order of a good relationship, of a nuclear family. There's certain things that men do. There's certain things that women do. We come together, PB and jelly. But a lot of women nowadays don't even want that. I found this clip and I think one of you guys sent this to me, so shout out. But I had to show you this clip.
Okay, I want you to rate this woman on a scale of 1 to 10. Oh, 9 or 10 easily. She's stunning. Okay, be honest. Drop dead gorgeous. Well, what if I told you that you look like her? Oh, so you think I'm fat?
I love it, dude. I love it. Go. I want you guys to do it. Let's do a thought exercise. Any woman that you're close to, go up and ask her, hey, do you think Lizzo's beautiful? Fat Lizzo. You know what I mean? The Big Back Lizzo.
Big back, big
You think she's beautiful? Or Precious from that movie? Precious. Do you think Precious is pretty? And if they're like, yeah, she's beautiful in her own way, be like, well, you know what? I think you look like Precious. I think you look like Lizzo. They would not have it, bro. That's why I say women tell each other comfortable lies, men tell each other uncomfortable truths. The double standards are crazy. And to this guy's point, Jeff James, the level of misandry that is accepted among modern society right now is absolutely wild. Like, imagine if I just came on woman hating constantly, which I don't. I clown stupid people. If you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and you may be ridiculed on my channel. It just happens like that. It just happens that there's more content from women. You don't see a lot of men crying on TikTok about their failed relationships or leaving their wife. They don't do this. Women do this, and this guy's a therapist, and he just talks about it. So it's absolutely wild to me. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It was good to have you guys out, man. Until next time, peace.